Also, I want you guys to follow the naming convention. Alright? If you have just this, I saw the one team did not follow the naming convention. And to make our lives easier, and I want you guys to follow the naming convention. Naming convention means that, for example, as I said, for example, Jessica is going to submit the report on behalf of her team. The name should be Jessica. What's your last name?
Rutherford
_ Jessica _ team 2 PLC 3. I want you guys to follow this one, okay? You understand? If you did not follow the instruction, this naming convention, and please resend to me and rename your file and resend to me. I thank you guys in advance. Second thing is that I just published the exam 2 for the PLC. The exam 2 will be due this Friday at noon. All right. And so also I emphasized in the announcement that you must sign the honor sheet. Understand, guys? You must sign the honor sheet. I do believe that if we sign something, and we will be very, very serious. Do you guys agree? Sign that sheet and email me that sheet also. Not email me. And when you submit, and along with that, sign the honor sheet with your answers. So there are two things I want to talk, and then we can continue our talk of this PLC. And last time we talked about this the several jogger mode, and there are several other things. We talk about the hand, electrical hand, and also this is a pneumatic hand. And for our case, we are using pneumatic hand, and our PLC, not PLC, I'm sorry, our industrial robots have pneumatic hand instead of electrical hand. You should know that. And then we talk about some basics about this is a MELFA and the basic 4. This is a programming, and also I told you MELFA basic 4 and basic 5, they are very, very close, but there are some subtle difference here. Today I'm going to tell you guys what are these subtle difference. We call subtle difference, but the difference, and sometimes this subtle difference can make a big impact on the performance. So here is last time we talked about this is parameters, variables, commands, functions, and as I said, industrial robots, and they just a special microcontroller, and also they have a special the programming language. So it's very, very similar. It's just like this is a PLC ladder diagram. PLC ladder diagram is a specialized programming language for PLC. But here, we have our MELFA basic 4 or basic 5. This is another new programming language. So for any programming language, we always have parameters, commands, and variables and functions. Right? You guys agree? If you have any programming experiences, either these higher level programming experiences, for example, using the MATLAB or using the Maple, that's these two software packages are used for computation. So this is high level. High level means that you do not need to know something basic. However, for other languages, for example, assembly languages, there are 3 different levels. One is the high level. High level is user intuitive, and it's very, very easy for us as a human to understand this language. And the lowest level is the machine level. Okay, machine level because we interact with these machines directly, and we use the binary code. We use the binary. This is numbers. Binary numbers is very, very tedious. It's very long, very tedious, and also very easy to make errors. And that's the reason people generate the intermediate level the programming languages. for example, assembly languages. Have you guys ever heard assembly language? Assembly language is located in between. This is a machine language and our human, the human intuitive languages, right? Assembly language, and we can users can understand, but they are closer to the machine language, are very easy and to be translated from the human language to the machine language. So assembly language is in the middle level, and so C++. And C++ is a very special one. C++ is, we can say it is intermediate, or we can also say this guy is a higher level. It depends on your perspective, right? If you are using the PLC, using the C++, or using the C, and to control some circuit boards, and that is intermediate level. And however, if you are using C++ to do some object-oriented programming, that is a high level, right? So this is I need to tell you guys. The functions I told you guys, functions, and they are commonly, this function is commonly used concept in almost all these languages. So whenever you want to do something repetitively, and you should not just end all these lines one by one whenever you need them, and instead, and you should write a function, right? And this function will do something special for you. And then whenever there is a need, and you just use one command in your main language, in your main program, and to call this function. You have sense? And so this can minimize the complexity of your the program. And so this is very good. So this is, for example, for our case here, ABS, and we have an ABS, absolute value cosine, and COS. So we have a lot of good functions that we can use. And by the way, and also in this is industrial robots, I'm going to introduce this is artificial intelligence, to be more specific, artificial neural network, and in this is in these industrial robots. And we are going to use the MATLAB and to generate the artificial neural networks, and then we implement these artificial neural networks in the context of these industrial robots. Right? So we have a lot of beautiful functions and that we can use. As I said, so this is just a new program, and the industrial robots they are just a specialized microcontroller, and we can do a lot of good things. So here, command statement. So the program, industrial robots are programs, and they are composed of multiple command. So this is what a command looks like. So always there is a line number. Okay, so line number. But in the currently in the MELFA BASIC 4 or 5, and we do not generate this line number by ourselves, and the system will generate this line number directly. Right? So this is a line number, and so this is a keyword, and so psafe, and psafe is the argument on where you want to move your hand to, and here is something appendix. Right? So for this one, we can see that for this line statement, we want to move the hand and from the current position. I do not know where the current position it is, okay? But I want to know move. The destination is psafe. And psafe is a self-user-defined position that you feel safe. It's called psafe. And when you move this the hand from the current position to the psafe, and what you want to do is that, and you want to set up, you want to set this output bit 17 to 1. What does it mean? I want that bit 17 to be high. To be high means that I can just turn on some lights. I can just turn on some signals. So this is, I want to turn the output bit 17 to be high. So this is what this statement says. Any questions about this statement. So we have movement, the keyword, and this command, the keyword, and then we need to have a location, and you just specify, and you define psafe, and then you need to define and this psafe. What is XYZ coordinate system? What is XYZ coordinates are? Or even if this is in joint mode, and what is J1 location? Is J1 joint 1 position, joint 2 position, and so on and so forth. Questions so far? So, by the way, guys, when we write this program, I would suggest that you use capital letters. Can you write down, guys? Use capital letters. And even though it is not, this is a case sensitive, but I still suggest that you use the capital letters. So here is an overview of variable types. There are different variable types here. And so here is, first one is the system variables. We have two categories. One is the system variable, another one is a user variable. The user variable, as the name suggests, they are determined by the variable name and usage purpose. So for the system variable, what I want to tell you is that you cannot change it. You understand, guys? And the system variables, they are defined by the system. And if you define the keywords that is exactly the same as the system variable, and what will happen? And what will happen? The system will treat this one as the system variable, and we will do things based on the convention. They will not follow your convention. You understand, guys? You will not. You cannot accomplish your goal. For example, P curve. I want you guys to write down. Okay. So this is very, very tiny thing, but it is very, very important. P underscore curve. So it is a system variable, and you cannot redefine this one. You cannot redefine this one. And what you need to do is that, and you can just use it. And you can just use it. And P curve. And P curve is the position of the hand at this moment. So whenever this hand is moving, the P curve is changing. The P curve will be changing automatically whenever you move the hand by any means. So user control, and this user control, so this is M underscore out. So this is the keyword, and you cannot change it. Okay, if you want to do these things, say to set this bit 17 high, and you must use this one. Or you cannot redefine it. If you redefine it, the system will not follow your instruction. It just treat this guy as output. And so the input. So input, what this input, what this is statement mean? It means that I want to get the input at bit 20, and then the status of this bit 20 will be assigned to this is M1. Okay, guys. So this is in means input terminal. Out it means output terminal. Questions regarding these two different categories. So what I want you to know is that no P curve, no M underscore out, no M underscore in. Know these two commands. I want you guys to write down it. Okay, write down these commands. And so even though we do not have hands-on experience yet, but now this is a tiny the skills knowledge and will be very, very useful later. We will use P curve very, very often. Also, there is a numerical type, and the numerical type with the start with the M. Okay, as I said, I want you guys to use capital letters all the time. Capital letter and integer. If we want to define an integer, and you use this is a percentage sign. If you want to use 32-bit word, and which is a single precision real number, and you use this exclamation sign. And if you use the 64-bit the word, you need to use double precision real word and real number type, which is the pound sign. And write down, guys. Write down. When you define something, it depends upon how you are going to use them. And for our case, for our artificial intelligence application in industrial robots, and the weight values and bias values, and they must be used as the double precision. Write down, guys, okay? So whenever you see a number, I define a number, I will give you a program. Whenever you see that I define a number, I'm using the pound sign, and then this is a variable. That means this guy is double precision, and double precision means that this guy can have 64 bits. Integer, for the integer type, you just use the percentage sign. This is a syntax. As I said, this is a new language. Whenever we learn a new language, and we need to learn this is a new the syntax. So character string type, and we use a C. Okay, we use a C, usually C underscore something. And partition type, and we start with a P. And the joint type, and we start with the J. And IO type, and this is I told you in last preceding slide. I'm in or I'm out. Questions so far? So, if you are using this as you are pulling out these slides, I would suggest you guys put this star sign here, and to know that whenever you see the pound sign in front of a variable, it means that this guy is a 64 bits. So global variable, and why this is called global variable, and it's called global variable means that we might have some several programs. If we have several programs, and if for any reasons, and you have some variables that are used in multiple programs, then you need to define the external variables, or this is called global variables. So these external variables, and we use this underscore, and this means that the variable can be used in multiple programs, and you use underscore. So program external variables, you can have 20 at most 20. The partition, for example, partition and partition array, and we will talk about the array here, and the joint array, numerical value, numerical array, you have arrays there, and character, the string, and we have character string array. So this is a program external variables. You guys have learned the array? You have learned array, right? In language? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about the array here. User defined external variables, and these user defined procedure before using variables. And you need to write user base program defining all global external variables, and use P program user to register program, and use new global external variables and in programming. And so this is for on high level, this is users. And for our beginners, and we do not use this one, but I will give you all the materials. Okay. If you want to do something high level, and just let me know, and we can do some research. But that's all. This research will not be paid. I need to tell you in front. Don't ask me for money later, okay? I don't have money. I'm gonna tell you in front of in advance that this is unpaid research. Questions so far? So here's an example. User-defined external global variable. So I always tell my students that the best way of learning a new language is that we have a functioning example program. Do you guys agree? And based on this functioning example program or programs, and we can learn a lot of things about syntax, about the variables, functions, all these things. So here is just an example. As I said, I will not ask you guys to do this. Okay. Otherwise, you will be angry with me. All right. If you want to do these extra things, just let me know. And so here is a program. This is a PRG. PRG means a program. So here is 100 and 100 program. Okay. So you can see 100. So here is 100. So this 100 means the line from here 100. So 110 is a base program located to PRG user. And also pay attention to this apostrophe sign. And write down as apostrophe sign is used for commenting. Apostrophe sign, right? Apostrophe sign is used for commenting and to improve the readability of your program. Okay, guys? Apostrophe sign. And if you do not have the apostrophe sign here, and the system will tell you this statement is wrong. Why? Because the system will treat all these guys as something based on their syntax. And based on the syntax, the system do not know what you are going to do by typing these 6 words. However, if the system finds that there is an apostrophe sign, the system knows that from here, so this is a statement only for commenting, does not have any these programming values. You understand, guys? You can see this is a very tiny thing, but it's very, very useful. Apostrophe sign is used for commenting. So by the way, for the C++, and we use so these two slash sign and for commenting. Right? So you just write something here. But for this program, we use a apostrophe sign. So you can see for all these is the numbers, they are the line numbers. You define partition P1, partition P2, and all these kind of things. And then finally you have end here. So here 100 is 100, you have go sub and go sub. And even though I have not talked about this go sub, and based on our intuition and also based on our programming experience, go sub and go to a sub routine. Okay, so in this PLC we talk about this. So here is a move P home, and then is a move BZ offset P peak, MVS P peak, go sub, this go sub hand close, MVS comma, and I will talk about all these things one by one. Questions regarding this slide? Questions, comments, remarks? Yeah.
You need an end apostrophe on the top line to show when the comment is ended.
Here?
Yeah.
No. No. Just only the apostrophe at the very beginning. Whenever the system sees this apostrophe, they will treat or everything behind this apostrophe until the end of this line as the comment. And then we talk about Robert status variable. And so this is status variable and they are system variable, and you can use it, but you cannot change it. And the picker, and picker we know current position. Orthogonal means XYZ. Okay, so the XYZ. So G-curve is the current position, the joint if the joint mode. MOVRD is override speed in current designated program. So this one, as I said, we can have change the OVRD override. We can change it to 100%. 100% means that the robot will move its hand in a full position. If this is the case, we can see the whole table will be vibrating. So usually, if after we finish a new program and we have not tested how it works, and usually we use a very low the speed. Okay, I want you guys to write down. Whenever there is a new program, especially this program is very long, very complex, and you always, when you test your program, you need always to lower the speed to 10% and to make sure everything is in order. So M underscore run is running, M wait, and you just wait, let the system wait. M underscore error is error occurring. So M in, and we know that, and we see this one already. M in. Okay, guys, you need to know, right? M in means beat. M in means a single beat. M in B means byte. Let me ask a question. What is the difference between byte and beat? Hidden. What's the difference between beat and byte?
A bit is like 1
Yeah.
or 0.
Yeah.
And is a byte 4 of those?
8.
8. Okay.
Good. Thank you. The byte means 8. Okay, 8 bits. M in byte means that I'm going to input 8 bits from the specified bit. Understand, guys? So I'm in W. This word signal input. That means 16 bits. The same thing out. Okay, this is out. I will just turn on a bit, a single bit. Out B. I will turn on or turn off 8 bits. Out W. I will turn on or turn off 16 word bits. 16 bits. 16 bits. Any questions regarding this one? No question? No question. Then move on to the next slide. And here is a example. Okay, so this is an example. Is variable, and so the picker. Okay, you can do this, assign the value of picker anytime. It's a p-new. You can just assign the current position of the hand and to the p-new, and then you move the hand. And move hand, the picker will be updated automatically. So this is the first example. And the second example is, and here is the keyword p of set z dot z. So here equals 50. And please note that, so this is the distance. So this guy's, the unit is millimeter. Can you write down? So for this Mitsubishi, the industrial robbers, for the length unit is millimeter. So it means that I set this offset value in z direction is 50 millimeter. That means 5 centimeters. And then I move the P peak, and P peak is the location where I want to pick a block or pick a workpiece, and then I just P peak plus P offset Z, right? So what does that mean? So suppose this is this, we have this one, this marker, and this marker is the workpiece I'm going to grab. The P peak, I'm going to pick. So this guy's position I define as P peak. Okay, questions? So this is P peak. And if I use the P offset Z dot Z equals 50, and then I want to move my, suppose my hand is here. I want to move my hand and to P peak plus P offset Z. What does it mean? It means that this is P peak, this is my current position of my hand. Then I'm going to move my hand and to a position that is vertically above this P peak by 50 millimeter. Then I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to move to next step. You understand, guys? So why I emphasize this is that because whenever we do some palletizing work means that you grab something and to put something from some grade, like some location, and then put this guy to a desired location, a new location. So this is called palletizing. So when you do the palletizing, I think I told you guys, and don't move your hand directly from the current location until this is the location of the block. Why? Because the hand might hit some these obstacles, some hit the physical wires and some other blocks. So the way to do that is that I just move my hand to a position that is vertically above, and this is the position I want to go. And then after I get here, then I know that, so this position is vertically above this desired position, and then I can just move my hand down directly and then grab it. You understand? So this is one way, and this is one way, and to set the offset value. This is one way to set offset value. So here is example 3. Example 3, and you can do this. And I told you guys, and for the generic point in the space, and how many degrees of freedom do we have? 6. Okay. X, Y, Z, and so these are Rx, Ry, Rz. So here you can do it this way. P offset. So X, Y, Z, Rx, Ry, Rz, and then you can do this MBS P peak and plus P offset, and you just plus this guy. Okay, so this is 6 degrees freedom, and then you move to the P drop, and P drop means that where you want to drop this block. So then you just plus so another so this is a variable. This variable we have parentheses, and within these parentheses we have 6 numbers. So these 6 numbers, they are offset in the 6 degrees of freedom. X, Y, Z, and also Rx, Ry, Rz. Rx, Ry, Rz is the angle, the difference. Questions so far? Questions so far? No question? So in the exam or the quiz, I'm going to ask you, and what are the most commonly used means and to and this offset value? What I want you to do is that this is one, right? So this one definitely is another one, but this is more complicated. I want this one, and another one is, and you can just write this move and P peak, comma 50. So what does that mean? It means that I'm going to move to a location that is 50 centimeter of high, 50 centimeter above this P peak position. So which will do the same thing as this one. So Questions so far? Comma. You either use comma or use this one, offset z, dot z. And you can write this one, okay? If we write this one, I will be very, very happy. But this is usually for multiple degrees of freedom. You want to do something offset in multiple degrees of freedom. However, in the z, only in the z direction, and I want this one, I want this. And this is a common sign. Keep in mind, and in this is Mitsubishi industrial robots, and all the length numbers, and they have the unit of millimeter. Questions so far? So we learn a lot of these basic programming basics. The functions. So the functions, user define the function, the define function, and you can define it, and the built-in function. And so functions are set with parameter examples. And for example, so this is a slot on, right? Is a slot on, hand initial state, slot table. So keep in mind, I don't want you guys to do this. I don't want you guys to change any of these things. So in the industrial robots, and we have several system programs, and I beg you guys, don't touch them. Okay? If you touch them, and the system will be behaving very, very weirdly. And what I expect you to do is that you just do what I ask you to do. Don't change any settings. Don't modify any of these system programs. So commands. So here are the commands, and we commonly use move, MVS. So last time I told you guys the difference between MOV and MVS. And because of my age, I forget. And somebody remind me, what is the difference of MOV and MVS? Ready?
Remember correctly, MVS will take you directly to that, where the move will move you along a set path to it.
MVS move the hand from current position to the destination position in a straight line. Like straight line is a keyword. MOV move the hand from the current position to the destination location in an articulated the pattern. That means all the joints, and they will be adjust the position and to move in a curve, usually move, and the hand will be moved in a curve, in a very, very beautiful curve. But the MVS will move the hand in a straight line. The straight line is sometimes very, very dangerous. Right? It's very, so here is the current position right in front of this guy. The destination is right in behind this guy. If this guy is just committed suicide. Okay? So I also told you when we can use MVS. If you are sure between the current position and this is the destination position, there is no any obstacle. Any obstacle means that industrial robot itself, any blocks, any wires, or somebody else. If you are sure, and you can use MVS. If you are not certain, don't use it, and use MOV instead. Then the open H open space 1, H close space 1. So you need to specify which hand you are talking about. Okay, as I told you guys, for our industrial robot system, we only have one hand, and you should use H open space 1 or H close space 1. So some students ask me, Doma, why my command does not change? I said, you do not end. This is the number one there. You understand, guys? I want you guys to learn this physics. OVRD. OVRD means to change the running speed. Write down. OVRD is used to change the running speed. And end means that this program ends. So this end is always used at the very, very last statement. And delay, DLY, and delay underscore some small number. And this small number, the unit is second. Okay, so it means that I want to delay a certain number of seconds before I move. So hot, HLT, and hot means the stop. But what's the difference between this hot, this stop, and this stop? Okay, if you do not use the hot, and you write the program, finally use the end. When you run it, the program will be run again and again and again until you do something. Can you write down, guys? If you do not use hot, when you start running the program will be running again and again and again. And however, if you put a hot in front of this end, right, and then this program will be running only once, and then this gets stopped. I want you guys to write down. And then we talk about the delay, okay? And why we need to use delay. And delay can make sure that you can go precisely to the location. Why I say that? And suppose I have 3 locations. So these are 3 locations, a curve. Here, here, here is a curve. I want this guy go these 3 positions, okay? If I do not use the delay, okay, I go here. Usually, say the delay is used behind the after the move statement. If I move my hand, if I have delay, that means my hand can precisely and go to the desired position. Make sense? Because I want to go there and then delay for several seconds. So this can make sure my hand can precisely go this desired location. However, if I do not use the delay, what will happen? My hand, suppose my hand is here, guys. Look at my hand, okay? If my hand is here, I want my hand to move to this blue pen, and then without delay, okay, this one will go there. Then, before this guy precisely goes there, and then you go to another location. You have sense? I want you guys to know what is the function of delay. And the delay will ensure that the hand will precisely go to the desired position you just specified. I want you guys to write down. Delay of the move statement and will ensure that the hand moves to this the desired location precisely. Otherwise, the hand just goes there, and before this guy moves to this is precise location, it go to another one, go to another statement. If you have another move statement. Okay, guys. Let me repeat. Okay, so there are several important points here, takeaways. What's the difference between move and MVS? I told you MVS moves in a straight line. MOV moves in a very, very beautiful curve. Whenever you use H open and H close, and you must specify a number. For our case, number 1. Number 1 means that hand 1. OVRD is used to change the running speed. And what is the function of hot? And hot, if we use hot, and we can make sure that this program will end by only running once. Delay, and delay, the function of delay is to ensure that so the industrial robot hand can move to the desired location precisely. So this is pretty much what I have for today. So this is very, very important, okay? If you know all these things,